Similarly, when you have more number of workers, the amount of work is also more. So if I take the capacity of the tank completely in terms of ratio, that is complete, we take it as 1. Whenever the 3 pipes are opened is 60 minutes. So for 1 minute it is 1 by 60. If one man can do a piece of work, then 2 boys can do the same piece of work in a number of days. Hello everyone, a warm welcome to one and all. This is Shruti, lecturing in Vidhyaashram, the Temple of Excellence, Mysore. In our previous session, we have learned the concepts of proportion and the properties of proportion and the application of their properties in some problems. Today, we'll be taking the applications of ratios and proportion in terms of time and work as well as time and distance. So how they are useful in calculating the time as well as the amount of work or the distance or amount of time to cover certain distance. Let's see. Here are the hints to solve the problems. So whenever it comes about time and work, so you have a certain amount of work and also workers. So if you have a certain amount of work, so when you have less number of workers, then the amount of work done is less, the amount of time taken is more. Similarly, when you have more number of workers, the amount of work is also more, whereas the time taken to complete the work is less. Similarly, when it comes to time, distance and speed, so you have time, distance and speed. When the distance is less, then the time is also less. Suppose if you are riding a vehicle at 40 km per hour, then you increase your speed. So say 60 km per hour. But when it comes for speed, as speed increases, the amount of time decreases. So for particular distance, you have a particular time, but when it comes to speed, when you increase the speed or decrease the speed, the time varies. So therefore, time taken to travel certain distance varies directly with the distance, but varies inversely with the speed. As the distance is more, time is more. But if your speed is more, the time taken is less. So this concept will apply in today's problems. First one. If rupees 120 maintain a family of 4 persons for 30 days, how long rupees 300 maintain a family of 6 persons? So first let me write amount and number of persons and days. So first I have rupees 120. Number of person is 4 and day is 30. Next, how long rupees 300 maintain 6 person and number of days I'll take it as X. So you can see if the amount is same, if the amount is 120 and number of person increases, number of days will become less because the quantity of 4 person remain till 30 days. When the number of increases in a family to 6, then number of days will decreases. The quantity will get less. But here the amount is also increased. So let's see the number of days required for 6 person for the amount rupees 300. So here you can see as the amount increases, number of days also increases. That means amount and days are in direct proportion. So therefore, we can write 120 is to 300 is equal to 30 is to X. That is, they are direct proportion. And similarly, you can see as number of person increases, number of days decreases for the amount. So therefore, they varies inversely. So I'll write one in the ratio of 4 is to 6 and the other in the ratio of X is to 30 because they are inversely related. So therefore, I'll write this in the form of inverse proportion. Now we can see solving this, I can write this in the form of 120 is into 6 into x. So 120 into x, this is equal to 300 into 4 into 30. So 300 into 4, so cross multiply into 30 because they're inversely related. Next, so therefore I'll get x is equal to, you can see for x you have 300 into 4 into 30 there, 300 into 4 into 30 whole divided by, here you have 120 into 6. So 120 into 6. So 4 3s, 30s are 120, 120 get cancelled, 6 1s are 6 5s are. So therefore x is equal to 50. So what is the number of days required for 6 person for the amount rupees 300 is 50 days. Next question. 3 carpenters can earn rupees 360 in 6 days, working at 9 hours a day. How much will 8 carpenters can earn in 12 days, working 6 hours a day? So let me write here the number of carpenters and hours of working and days. So I have 3 and amount. Here, I have 3 carpenters working for 9 hours in 6 days and they'll get the amount of rupees 360. Similarly, I have 8 carpenters working for 12 days for 6 hours. I don't know how much they'll earn. Let me take it as x. So what happens here? You can see the ratio is in the form of 3:8, 6:12, 9:6, 360 is to x. But here, the 3 carpenters works 9 hours in 6 days and you will get the amount as 360. As the number of carpenter increases, the number of hour decreases. So therefore, they vary directly. Similarly, when the number of carpenter increases, here the number of days is increasing. So therefore, it varies inversely and the amount for 3 carpenter is 360 and amount for 8 carpenter will be more. So they varies directly. So write all these in the form as, so first whatever the direct ratios you have, so therefore first ratio is 3:8, second ratio is 6:12, third ratio is 9:6 and fourth ratio 3:6 So I'll get the ratio as 3 into 6 into 9 into x and 8 into 12 into 6 into 360. On solving this, I'll get x is equal to 8 into 12 into 6 into 360 divided by 3 into 6 into 9. So 6 get cancels, 3 1s are, 3 4s are, next 9 1s are, 9 4s are, 9 0s are. So when you multiply, you will get x as rupees 1280. Because all these ratios vary inversely with the amount. So the amount for 8 carpenters working for 12 days for 6 hours in a day, they'll get 1280 rupees. Next question. 2 taps fill a tank separately in 24 minutes and 40 minutes respectively. And the drain pipe can drain off 30 liters per minute. If all the 3 pipes are opened, the tank fills in 60 minutes. What is the capacity of the tank? So given, let me take 2 tanks, tap A and tap B. So tap A takes 24 minutes to fill the tank completely. Tap B takes 40 minutes to fill the tank completely. Let me take the drain pipe as C. So it can drain 30 liters of water per minute. But I doesn't know how many minutes will it take to drain the complete tank. So let me take that as X. Now I'll calculate everything in terms of per minute because the drain pipe can drain 30 liters of water in a minute. So therefore, here I can take per minute, it can fill the tank 1 by 24 of that, and here it can fill 1 by 40th of that. This one I can take it as 1 by X. So I'll take tap A can fill 1 by 24th of tank in 1 minute. Tap B can fill 1 by 40th of tank in 1 minute. Similarly, tap C, that is a drain pipe, can drain 1/8 of the tank in X minute. Because for 1 minute it can drain 30 liters, but I doesn't know what is the capacity of the tank, so I have taken it as X. So for 1 by X capacity, it can take X minutes. So now if I write this in terms of given statement, so I can write this as 1 by 24 plus 1 by 40. Draining means it is taking out, so I'll take the negative sign. So that is 1 by X. All are equal to 1 by 60. Why 1 by 60? Because if all the 3 pipes are open, tap A, tap B are filling the tank, whereas tap C is draining the water out of it. So therefore, the total capacity of the tank whenever the 3 pipes are opened is 60 minutes. So for 1 minute it is 1 by 60. So let me solve this now. It is 1 by 24 plus 1 by 40 minus 1 by 60 is equal to 1 by X. I have shift 1 by 60 this side, 1 by X that side. Next, so when I take the LCM here, I'll get 240. So 24 by 240 is 10. Next, plus I have 40 divided by 240, I'll get 6. Next, I have 60. 60 divided by 240, that is 4. That is equal to 1 by X. So 16 minus 4, I will get as 12 divided by 240 is equal to 1 by X. So cancelling, you will get it as 1 divided by 20. So therefore, X is equal to 20. That means the capacity of the tank is equal to 30 into 20, which is equal to 60 liters. Why I have written 20? Because for 1 minute, it can drain out 30 liters. So therefore, for 20 minutes, how much is the capacity of the tank? That is 20 into 30, which is equal to 60 liters. Next question. If 10% can do a job in 30 days, in how many days can 15% can do the same job? So here I have men and days. So if 10% can do the job in 30 days, how many 15% can take number of days? That I'll take it as X. So as the number of person increases, number of days must be decreasing. So it is increasing and it is decreasing. So this is an example for inverse proportion. So let me write this as 10:15 proportional to X is to 30. So how I can take product of extreme into product of means? 15X is equal to 10 into 30. So X is equal to 10 into 30 divided by 15. 5 2s are, 5 3s are, 3 1s are, 3 10s are. So X is equal to 20 days. So 50% can cover the same work in 20 days. Next I have, if 8 men and 16 boys can do a piece of work in 6 days and 12 men and 24 boys can do the same work in 8 days, how many days can 16 men and 20 boys can do it? So I have 8 men and 16 boys who can do any price of work in 6 days. So, as the number of men and boys increases, the number of days decreases. So, for 6 days, if you have 8 men and 16 boys, how many men and boys are required to complete the work in 1 day? That means you have to multiply 6. So, here, when you multiply 6 here, it is 48 men and 96 boys can complete the work in 1 day. Similarly, they have given 12 men and 24 boys can do the work in 8 days. If you want to complete the work in single day, then you have to multiply 8. So 12 8s are 96 men and 192 boys can do the work in 1 day. So from both this, so let me take this as equation 1 and let me take this as equation 2. You can observe here, so the number of men is half of the number of boys. In both the equation also we can observe, here also the number of men is half of the boys. So from equation 1 and 2, what we can conclude? 1 man is nothing but 2 boys. If 1 man can do a piece of work, then 2 boys can do the same piece of work in a number of days. So therefore, the amount of work done by 1 man is equal to the amount of work done by 2 boys. So now we have here 8 men and 16 boys. I have to calculate 16 men and 20 boys. So number of days required for how many men? 16 men and 20 boys. 16 men and 20 boys. So 16 men can be taken as 16 plus 16, 32 boys. And 20 boys. That is same as 32 plus 50, 52 boys. So that means number of days required for 16 men and 20 boys is same as number of days required for 52 boys. So I have to calculate the number of days. I doesn't know, I'll take it as X. But here, see here I have taken 8 men and 16 boys. They can complete a work in 6 days. 8 means 8 men and 16 boys. That means 8 men is 16 boys plus 16 boys. That is equal to 32 boys. They can do the work in 6 days. So using these conditions, I calculate the number of days for 52 boys, which is same as 16 men and 20 boys. Now, I have number of boys here and days. For 32 boys, I have 6 days, and for 52, I doesn't know. So they are inversely proportional because the number of person is increasing, therefore the number of days must decrease. So if I write this in terms of proportion, 32 is to 52 is equal to X is to 6. Reverse the ratio. So therefore 32 into 6 is equal to 52x, or X is equal to 32 into 6 divided by 52. X is equal to 192 divided by 52. So therefore, X is equal to 3.7 days. So therefore, what we can conclude, 16 men and 20 boys. So here, 52 boys is nothing but what? 16 men and 20 boys. 16 men and 20 boys can do piece of work in 7 days. Yes. So like this, we have to apply the concept of ratios when it comes for the amount of work and number of person. It varies directly or inversely, and also the number of hours. So in today's session, we have discussed about the quantity or amount of work done and also about the capacity problems. So here, you should be very careful by choosing a quantity comparing with other quantity, whether it is a direct proportion or inverse proportion. So accordingly, you have to write the proportion. When one quantity is inversely proportional to the other, you have to write the inverse ratios of each other and find the value of the x. That may be the amount of work done or the capacity or the quality or the number of persons. We'll take few more problems in the next session, which are all important for 5 marks question in your examination. So until then, keep watching, keep learning, and keep exploring. Thank you.